The racing rules of sailing govern the conduct of yacht racing, windsurfing, kite surfing, model boat racing, dinghy racing and virtually any other form of racing around a course with more than one vessel while powered by the wind. A new revision is published every 4 years by the International Sailing Federation, the sport's world governing body. The current edition can be downloaded at the International Sailing Federation. 1997 saw the most dramatic simplification to the racing rules of sailing since the 1940s. They are based on 4 main right-of-way rules. Boats on a port tack shall keep clear of boats on starboard tack. When boats are on the same tack and overlapped, the boat to windward shall keep clear of a leeward boat. When boats are on the same tack and not overlapped, the boat that is astern shall keep clear of the boat ahead. When a boat is tacking, it shall keep clear of boats that are not tacking. 4 rules about general limitations. Even if you have right-of-way, it is your duty to avoid a collision once it becomes apparent that the other boat is not keeping clear. If you acquire right-of-way, you must initially give the other boat room to keep clear, unless you get right-of-way because of the other boat's actions. A boat that changes course, even if it has the right-of-way, shall do so in a manner that gives the burdened boat a chance to keep clear. If you catch up with another boat and you want to pass it to leeward, you may not sail above your proper course side. You shall not luff higher than you would have done if the boat wasn't there. 3 rules about marks and obstructions plus some other rules about starting errors, taking penalties, moving astern, when you are capsized or anchored or run aground, and interfering with another boat. In total, there are 91 rules, but only 15 rules govern what boats do when they meet on the water. It is not necessary to know all of the rules to successfully compete in a dinghy race, but a knowledge of the basics is recommended. Sailboat racing is a self-regulated sport, as stated by the racing rules of sailing. Competitors in the sport of sailing are governed by a body of rules that they are expected to follow and enforce. A fundamental principle of sportsmanship is that when competitors break a rule, they will promptly take a penalty, which may be to retire. Depending on the nature of the infraction, the penalty may be either performing a turn consisting of 1 tack and 1 jibe, or performing 2 turns consisting of 2 tacks and 2 jibes. For most rules infractions, a competitor may be absolved from disqualification from the race by taking such a penalty. However, if the infraction caused injury or serious damage, or produced a significant advantage in the race or series, the penalty shall be to retire. If a competitor fails to take penalty turn, they may be disqualified after a hearing by the protest committee. The aforementioned principles do not apply to match racing, where on the water umpires impose penalties immediately after an infraction occurs. Race signals. Sail races are governed with flags and sound signals to indicate flag changes. The flags used are taken from the International Maritime Signal flag set during a race and for any signal concerning the race. These flags are defined in the ISAF racing rules of sailing, but the signal can be modified by the sailing instructions. The raising or removing of a visual signal is accompanied by the emission of a sound signal to draw attention to the new signal. The type of the sound signal is described by the rule according to the type of signal. The usual meanings of these flags are as follows. Postponement signal. The answering pennant with or without a numerical pennant is used to indicate a postponed race. A numerical pennant below the app denotes the time, in hours, of the race postponement. Preparatory signal. These signal flags are used before a race start and most commonly as part of a start sequence procedure. Start signal. These signal flags are used in the pre-start procedure. Class flags can be numeral pennants 1, 2, and 3. However, they can be substituted to avoid confusion with the postponement signals relating to a particular class.